Welcome to Clarity Mindworks. I'm Eli Joseph, and this is the place where we cut through mental chaos and make room for peace. Tonight, I want to talk about something a lot of people deal with, but don't always say out loud. Why does your mind get so loud at night? Why is it that all day long you can hold it together? You can answer messages, do your work, take care of everybody else, and look like you're fine. But the moment you lay down, your thoughts start racing like they got somewhere to be. That is what we're talking about today on Clarity Mindworks. Let me be honest with you. There was a time in my life when nighttime was the hardest part of the day, not because anything dramatic was happening outside of me, but because inside my head, everything was happening at once. I would lay down and suddenly remember every mistake I ever made. I would think about every conversation I had that day and ask myself, did I say the wrong thing? I would start worrying about tomorrow before today was even finished. And the more I tried to force myself to sleep, the more awake I became. If you've ever been there, you know what I'm talking about. It feels like your mind turns into a loud room with no off switch. The world gets quiet, but your thoughts get louder. And that's exhausting because now you're not just trying to rest your body, you're trying to survive your own thoughts. Why it happens. A lot of people think nighttime anxiety means something is wrong with them. It doesn't. What usually happens is that when the day slows down, your brain finally has space to bring up everything it has been holding, all the stress, all the fear, all the unfinished emotions, all the things you push down just to get through the day. So when silence comes, the mind starts dumping everything on the table. And if you already deal with anxiety, that can feel overwhelming fast. That's why nighttime can become the time when overthinking gets the loudest. Not because you are weak, not because you are broken, but because your mind has learned to stay on alert. And sometimes the brain mistakes stillness for danger. Here's how the spiral usually works. It starts with one small thought. Did I handle that right? Then it grows. What if they're upset with me? Then it gets bigger. What if I messed everything up? And before you know it, your chest is tight, your breathing is shallow, and now you're trying to solve a problem that may not even exist. That is the trap. An anxious mind rarely tells the truth in a calm way. It usually speaks in worst case scenarios. That is why one of the first things I want you to learn is this: not every thought deserves your attention, not every fear deserves your agreement, and not every thought at 1 in the morning is a fact. What I had to learn that rest was not going to come by force. I couldn't bully myself into peace. I couldn't shame myself into sleep. I couldn't think my way out of a thought spiral while I was inside the spiral. So I started changing the way I responded. I stopped treating every thought like an emergency. I stopped trying to fix my whole life at night, and I started giving my mind a different message, a message that said, you are safe right now. You do not have to solve everything tonight. That one shift changed a lot for me, not overnight, not perfectly, but enough to start getting my life back. Three things to do. Tonight, if your mind is racing tonight, I want to give you three things you can do right now. One, name what is happening. Say this out loud. I am having anxious thoughts. That's it. Not I am crazy. Not I am broken. Not something is wrong with me. Just I am having anxious thoughts. That small sentence creates distance between you and the spiral. Two, write the thoughts down. Take a notebook or your phone and dump it all out. Every fear, every worry, every unfinished thought. Get it out of your head and onto paper, because sometimes your mind keeps repeating something simply because it does not want to forget it. Writing it down tells your brain, you can relax now. We saved it. Three, slow your breathing. Take a slow breath in, then breathe out a little longer than you breathed in. Do that a few times. You do not need to do anything fancy. You just need to help your body come down from the alarm state. Because when your body softens, your mind gets a better chance to soften too. What not to do tonight, try not to do these things. Do not keep checking your phone every few minutes. Do not reopen stressful conversations in your head. Do not start researching every fear you have. Do not demand that you fall asleep immediately. Do not judge yourself for being awake. Those things usually feed the spiral instead of calming it. A better way to talk to yourself. Say this instead. Right now, I am overwhelmed. Right now, I am tired. Right now, I do not need to solve everything. Right now, I need peace. That is the kind of language that helps calm the nervous system. That is the kind of language I want Clarity Mindworks to become known for. Not hype, not pressure, not pretending, just real peace for real people. If nobody told you this today, let me tell you now, you are not the only one whose mind gets loud at night. You are not the only one who replays everything. You are not the only one who feels strong during the day and overwhelmed in the dark, but you can learn a new way. You can learn how to interrupt the spiral. You can learn how to breathe again. You can learn how to stop treating every thought like truth. And little by little, night can become a place of rest again. This is Clarity Mindworks. I'm Eli Joseph. And I want you to remember this tonight. You do not need to solve your whole life before you go to sleep. You only need to help your mind soften enough to rest. Take one breath, take one step, and come back to yourself. I'll see you in the next episode.